The pie crust is flaky, tender, and golden brown, good enough to eat on its own even. But paired with the juicy, savory, and sweetly satisfying filling, there's no question why Marianne's pies came in first place this year. Maybe it was the allure of the pies, or maybe it was the allure of Marianne that convinced Dr. Tom to visit the lodge. Maybe it was that same allure that convinced him to stay and not return home to his wife. One thing's for sure though, today's pies taste even better. Alright. So, last we left off, I believe Agent... What was her name even?
Alexis.
What's the last name?
That was the first name, but what was her...
I don't remember her last name.
Dang, sounds like somebody's not getting extra XP.
Hey, I remembered her first name!
It's like Sullivan.
Sullivan, yeah. Agent Sullivan.
Do I get extra XP?
Nah.
I don't get it.
Alright, so Agent Sullivan was talking to Esmeralda, and she was asking what was in the black book that everyone seems to be so secretive about.
And why was I going to tell her this?
Were you going to tell her?
I was only going to tell her this for a reason. If she did something for us.
What?
I was only going to tell her what was in the back.
Yeah, to earn her trust.
Do you remember? Was it to earn her trust?
Yeah, you were. It was like a
yeah.
trade. Like, oh, if I'm gonna trust you, you have to trust
Quid
me.
pro
And
quo.
she told you about how she is just auditing him or something because that's her job. And they're like, okay, you can follow us around. No shady everything.
That's not one of our cars, is it, Susie?
No, because we would hear like echoing inside of the garage.
It's not mine either.
No, they got it. Okay. So, you want to know what's in the black book then?
Yeah, that'd be really helpful.
Well, it's a spell book.
Spell book? What kind?
I don't know. I don't do spells. What I can tell you is that there are dark things in that book.
Well, why are they so obsessed with this book? Why are they fighting over it?
Because it can give you power. If it's used incorrectly too, it can become dark. And it can cause someone to descend into madness.
Well, Agent Toombs has failed to report on this book on any of his reports.
Honestly, Agent Toombs doesn't know much about the book.
He's unaware that they have the book?
He's not completely unaware, but I'm sure he doesn't know the details of the book. Just like I don't know the details of the book. I don't even know for sure if it would cause someone to descend into madness. All I know is my assumptions, which my assumptions are that it would. It's a spell book.
While Agent Sullivan and Esmeralda are having this conversation in the kitchen, what's everybody else doing?
I think the man called Rolf is with Rudius right now trying to get the book from him.
All of us are there. Me, you, Damien, and Rolf.
Yeah.
No,
Or
but Rudius, didn't you go back to your room at the end of the last session? I thought you...
Esmeralda pulled Agent Sullivan aside into the kitchen, like away from everybody.
Okay.
Yes, I was making dinner and I offered her some supper.
It didn't seem like that to us. He literally told us, you come over here and you talk.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, out of character, what is the actual book? Like, I know I got some powers out of it, and
I think it's...
Well, you don't really know. You know
exactly.
about as much as your characters know about it.
That's why I think
but
like
you never
that's why
explicitly told
All I
me
just
what
know
my
is a spell.
character knows.
Don't know much. Yeah.
No, that's what I'm
Yes.
saying. What you know is what your character knows.
So it's
That's
a spell
it.
book, and that you can use some of the spells in it, but...
But is it a spell book? Because I didn't learn spells from it per se. Like, dark magic, sure, but I thought it was like more of a cult ritual book or something like that.
Well, that's what Esmeralda thinks it to be. If your character considers it to be something else.
Pretty sure he considered it to be.
But none of you know like actually what it is.
I think the only one who would really know is you, Rudius, and if you think that it's dark magic because you've used dark magic.
And Marianne, because she told you about the book.
Yeah. Well, she just said that there's multiple copies available, so you could get rid of this one. Or I'm probably going to do actually. Let's continue, sorry.
Alright, so what are you guys doing then? While she's having this conversation.
I am going out to destroy the book.
The man called Rolf follows Rudius.
Actually, no, I go back to the fireplace and I light the fireplace.
The hell? That's metagaming, dude.
No, I was just thinking, like, how do I destroy it outside?
No, so yeah, you don't follow him yet, the man
okay,
called Rolf.
well, so he steps outside and the man called Rolf follows, and then he steps back inside and then goes to the fire instead.
It was a major juke.
And then the man called Rolf still follows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he wants
so
the book.
Damien falls because he's curious as to why those two are so obsessed.
Olaf follows
and Olaf?
because
all he knows that it's just a magic.
So this group of people are just walking from room to room following Rudius.
Yeah.
It's like in Scooby-Doo.
I light the fire, but before I throw the book in, I sort of just turn to the rest of the group and I start explaining the whole situation. I tell them what I know of the book and how
explain it.
Explain it,
okay, so, guys, I talked to the pie chick, the one we bought pies from earlier. Well, she's in some sort of...
The one that was trying to hit on?
Yeah, well, yeah, she's in some sort of a cult or a group or something. And, I trust her for some reason. And, according to her, this book is... I don't actually remember what she said about the book, but it's not good. And, as I told you guys before, Rolf has a bad reaction to it. Last time for the book, he attacked me. And, when he did have the book,
been acting awkward recently.
Yeah, but it was especially bad when the book was in his possession.
The man called Rolf is glaring at Rudius.
I just sort of nod at him and shrug.
He does not seems happy.
Yeah, that's the problem. He's obsessed with the book for whatever reason, and when he had it in his possession, he was very aggressive. So my first instinct is to destroy the book, really. But if you guys think it's a good idea to let him have the book so that he can do whatever he wants to do, I'm willing to hand it to him. But
question:
it will be with
how long did you know that this was making him like this?
It happened a little while before Elizabeth and Dwight attacked us. I was in my room, and I was meditating on my clothes. As weird as that sounds.
Yeah, don't worry.
And that's when the whole incident happened with him and the book. So it's been about 2 weeks, correct?
2 weeks.
Yeah, since then. So, and I had a hunch earlier today that he wanted the book from me, so I was trying to stay away from him, but he caught up and has been demanding the book since then.
As the man called Rolf told you, he needs the book in order to destroy the skull in the shed.
First thing first, I don't really know what you're talking about with the skull and why we need to destroy it.
The man called Rolf, Esmeralda, and Olaf were all given a job to destroy a cursed skull from a deer.
And what was the curse? What was it doing?
We are not sure. It appears to repulse everything that approaches the shed.
So it's not actively harming anyone?
The man called Rolf believes that does not matter. The skull needs to be destroyed as a job.
Yeah, I don't know if the job would be worth it if you get the...
Yeah. My suggestion is that since we don't really know much about that, maybe Rudius should go with you guys to check it out first to at least see what kind of curse it is because he's used to magic. So I would say the book should be the last resort or even be used at all.
Even beyond that, should I ever let him have it?
No.
Okay, you say no. How about you, no. Olaf?
Sure.
God damn it.
I'll let, and my vote is no as well. I'm assuming, Rolf, you want the book, so yes, correct?
The man called Rolf rolls his eyes.
And I'll let Esmeralda have the last say when she comes out. So be a little patient, yeah?
That seems fair.
I just wait until Esmeralda comes out.
We see Rolf just kind of staring intently at the book, completely ignoring everything else.
I put the book back inside my jacket when I see this.
He's still staring at
Esmeralda, do you have anything else that you want to talk to Agent Sullivan about?
So, Agent Sullivan, do you have any other questions for me?
Well, let's hear about this skull then.
Skull? What skull?
The one you came in talking about, the one that I was supposed to help you with?
How about I take you to see it? I'm doing some research on it and then we'll go after that. I think it's best that you see it in person to truly understand what it does. And I have a question for you. Why all of a sudden did they decide to audit him? Did I already ask this question? I can't remember. Recap.
Well, yes, you did already ask this, but...
Oh, I think I remember, yeah. I think I remember you answering it. Okay, just forget about that. When are you leaving? Sorry, I don't mean to be rude. I would just like to know how long you're staying here for.
Well, as soon as I complete my audit of Agent Tomb's reports and ensure that he's following proper procedure in his reports to come, I'll be out of here. That really depends on how well he prepares those reports.
So it's up to here on out, correct? So as long as from now on he's able to prepare the reports correctly and you believe everything's up to par, then it'll be fine, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, sounds good. I think that's all I have to ask you.
So we'll go look at the skull first thing in the morning?
I don't know about first thing. I'll do the research and I'll let you know.
I see. Okay. So I do have one more thing to ask.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Well, I was instructed by the order to find accommodations at whatever establishment that the agent was staying. Seeing as it appears to be this place...
I own this place.
I see. Oh, well... Might you have a room I could stay in?
Out of character, are there extra rooms? I guess Dwight and Elizabeth's room, huh?
Right.
You could stay in the basement. If that's not comfortable enough for you, Miss Sullivan, Agent Sullivan, then you could definitely stay in a room upstairs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which room would that be?
I'll show you. Come with me. And Esmeralda gets up from the table and walks over out of the kitchen and she notices all the guys just staring there, standing there near the fire.
As they both walk out, there's just a group of guys and they're all just staring at Rudy standing in front of the fireplace. And they're all sweating like a lot because it's really humid and the fireplace they're standing right next to the fireplace.
Oh my god.
Yeah, okay, well, it's actually this way, and she, turns away from the fireplace.
And the man called Rolf runs up to Esmeralda, he clutches her hand, and he's down on his knees, and he goes, Esmeralda, the man called Rolf implores you. You must allow Rolf to have the book.
Rolf, let me ask you a question.
No lobbying!
Rolf, I'll be back. Okay, actually, let's talk about this when I come back downstairs. Let me get Agent Sullivan here situated, and then we can have a discussion about this, okay?
And Rolf kind of stands up and he whispers in her ear and he goes, Esmeralda knows that Rolf needs the book in order to destroy the skull.
Okay, we'll talk about it when I come back down. And then she leads Agent Sullivan up to the room. Here's the room.
Great, thank you.
Don't mind all the knickknacks, because there's like the axes and stuff and like the archaic clothing and stuff like that. You can just put that stuff to the side. Sorry I didn't tidy up. Didn't expect you to come.
So passive aggressive.
It's quite alright. Thanks, I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I don't think I'm being passive aggressive. I guess maybe I am just naturally passive aggressive. I didn't know I was. Okay, she goes back downstairs, sees the guys, and she says, Rolf, besides the skull, what would you do with this book?
The man called Rolf does not know.
How long have you wanted it for?
The man called Rolf does not know this either. What is the point of these inquiries?
She looks at Rudius. Rudius, do you know how long the man called Rolf has been wanting this book?
At least since Dwight and Elizabeth, attacked us. Remember how I was meditating on my torn clothing? That day he came to my room and there was an altercation regarding the book where he was unusually aggressive and obsessed with the book, and he even attacked me because of it. So, you know how this book is. A bit dark in nature, and I have a feeling that for whatever reason it's influencing him and it's not safe for him to possess the book.
Yeah, I think we could defeat the skull without the book.
Yeah, so I was thinking we could just, like, from what I heard from Marion, the Pie Girl, there are more copies of this book, so we can get one if necessary later on. But right now, the way Rolf is, I feel like it's better to just destroy the copy we have in hand.
Do you know if you could find a spell in there that could maybe destroy a demon before you burn the book?
I did study the book. Did I see anything like that? Asking the GM.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff about that. That's technically where you guys found the ritual to get rid of Namtar, the very first demon that you guys faced. Remember, you guys read through the book and you saw that you had to use the dagger and the blood?
Why don't you rip out the pages that pertain to demonic possession? And that's all we need, since there's other things. We don't need anything other than that. So even if you were going to use the book, the man called Rolf, to destroy the skull, you have no excuse now to have the rest of the book.
So how about this? I will just copy everything and then destroy the whole book, because there could be dark energy seeped into the pages. So I'll just copy all the information we need onto a blank piece of paper or maybe a notebook, and I'll destroy the original book. Does that sound okay?
Good.
Make sure you keep the one you copied down with you at all times.
Yes. I'll tattoo it onto my chest. How about that?
Yeah.
No, actually,
as long as Rolf doesn't go insane on it.
On the inside of my
eyelids.
Trench coat.
No, I thought
Jeez.
I thought you were gonna say eyelids so that when you close your eyes.
The fuck?
That's a little
The man called Rolf has
That's
a
a bit
very
too
sour
much.
look on his face.
Then Esmeralda Latara notices this, so she looks towards the man called Rolf and says, "Listen, I care about all of us, and if you were after that book before we even needed it, it shows me that you want it for another reason."
Or something is influencing him to want it for whatever reason.
Yes, and I don't think it's something good, because you've just almost gone into this dark
Frenzy.
Yeah, it's you ever since before Elizabeth and Dwight. Because do you remember the whole situation with the bank and all of that, and how you reacted?
I feel like he hasn't been really himself ever since the whole incident with the mayor. I don't know if he blames himself.
I would say after the whole Sarah Miller girl, he hasn't been the same.
I don't know if he blames himself.
The man called
I believe
Rolf
we need to do...
suddenly, like, his eyes get wide, and we see him kind of go, and he runs out of the house.
The man called
Olaf runs after.
Boy.
Now you've
I screamed
upset
after
the
him.
man called Ralph. Shame on you
Oh,
all.
shut up. Go suck his dick.
Yeah, go suck his dick.
Pretty sure he wants
He's like,
to.
I wish.
Oh my god, see? He wants
All
to.
of his existence is just like a support character for Rolf at this point.
In every meaning of the word.
Okay, so it's getting kind of late at night. What do you guys in the house do?
I'm going to...
Turn in with a slice of pie, because I still have that. Food.
Esmeralda's gonna, like, look over, Damien Tomb's shoulder while he's turning in. I'm assuming that means laying in bed. With his slice of pie, she's gonna, like, be right there and
In his room?
Yeah, she's gonna stare at the pie. Like,
So,
she's kneeling next to his
Damien
bed,
looks
staring
at her
the
and is like, can I help you?
Yes.
You want some pie?
Why would you go to a pie festival and only bring back one slice of pie only for yourself? Isn't that
That's
a
when
little
I'm
bit...
walking past and like, there's like a whole pie in the
He has the
kitchen.
he has the rest of the pie.
Yeah.
He's carrying the rest of the pie to his room.
Oh, there's a whole pie in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and she runs down to the kitchen and she eats
Okay.
the entire pie.
Out of character, I
someone's
feel
hungry.
like this pie is like magical in nature or something.
Yeah, it's so...
Oh,
I want
God.
pie now.
We're possessed
I really
by a
want
demon
pie.
This
pie.
pie is the most delicious thing you've ever tasted in your entire life.
Oh my gosh, this
Oh
is
my
the
God.
most delicious
So-
thing I've ever tasted in
The
my entire
crust
life.
is so perfectly baked and just the right amount of flaky and sweet. And the filling has such a savory, sweet,
Damn.
That's a food war since
satisfying.
She takes the pie and she goes and runs upstairs, and then she
House
knows
to the
that
moon.
Damien and Rudius have already
What?
tried the pie, so she knocks like really loudly on Agent Sullivan's door. Agent
He has had
Sullivan!
it too.
Agent Sullivan!
She cracks the door open and you see that she's in a robe.
Oh, Agent Sullivan.
Oh my god.
Have you tried this pie?
No, thank you.
Yeah, eat some.
No, thanks, really. I'm on a diet.
I insist. Oh, on a diet, please. Yeah, just try a bite. And she like gets a piece. She gets some pie on her fork, and she like puts it towards her mouth.
She's like trying to close the door with the fork in between the door, and really, I don't want any. I really don't like sweets.
What are you hiding?
I'm diabetic.
Jesus Christ.
She like slams. She opens the door and she says, "What are you hiding?"
As you open the door, you see a bunch of like beads all over the bed, like out of this like suitcase thing, and a bunch of different like strings, like different colored strings.
Are those
and
anal
stuff.
beads?
No.
Christ.
What are you doing in here? I thought you were an agent.
God.
I thought you were an auditor.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't mean I can't have hobbies. What
What is your hobby? Marbles.
Oh,
I make
Lord.
jewelry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Aw.
Oh, I feel really bad now. I
You're so disappointed.
apologize. Are you sure you don't want any pie? Your figure looks great.
Really, I don't really like sweets.
I'll save you a slice in the kitchen in the fridge just in case you get hungry at night.
Okay. She's like ushering you out of
Okay,
the door.
good night, Agent Sullivan. I really hope this friendship works out.
Yeah, me too. She closes the door and you hear the lock.
Oh, this pie just makes me
Rejection.
go crazy. And she starts eating it.
You accidentally spill a little bit of the filling on the floor and you feel like crying because you won't get to eat that little piece of filling.
She gets down on the floor and she like looks at the pie like really closely and she thinks about licking it off the floor.
Remember the 10-second rule.
Oh
Wait,
my
Do
god.
any
look
of
at
us
the,
encounter
we-
this?
No, we go to the other two rooms and both of you are passed
my
out
God.
after eating your slices of pies. You're just so stuffed. It's like when you eat a turkey thing. Like,
Yeah.
Wait,
all right,
both
so
of
let's
you
go
had
out.
food?
Huh?
so-
Rudius
oh,
and
okay.
and
I
Damien,
was
because you guys
eating
were
a
eating
pie,
pie, right?
Damien?
No.
Huh? Oh, I thought you had the pie there.
No, I said it was in the kitchen and then I walked past into my room.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she
He just-
goes.
We
So
pointed her
Damien is
towards it.
passed out after eating his
Uh-huh.
bunch of pie.
Food.
All right, the man
I'm
called
dreaming about
Rolf.
pies.
Where do you run when you run out of the house?
The man called Rolf, I feel like, would he wouldn't really run in a specific direction, but I feel like he would end up in the forest where he killed the mayor.
It's not good for your psyche, man.
Okay. You're not quite that far into the forest, because I was pretty far in.
Okay.
But let's say you're at the first clearing, where the kids had that party on the 4th of July?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get there.
They're not your friends.
The man called Rolf kind of collapses onto his knees, and he's panting from running so hard. And we hear him just kind of whisper to himself, "They're not my friends."
What?
They're trying to betray you.
I thought I was your friend.
They're gonna betray me. And he's kind of at this, he's like holding his head, he's going, "No! No!"
One of them is here to kill you.
And we see him kind of, his hands kind of lift away from his head, and he looks back, and all he sees is Olaf.
The man called Ralph. What's wrong?
And we see his eyes just completely are just, it's like he's looking through Olaf, and he feels this anger burning within him, and he channels a powerful fire magic towards Olaf.
Okay, roll use magic.
That's a 9.
Choose a glitch.
Give me a sec.
Are you sure it's not a 6?
Nope, definitely a 9.
Sounds like a 6 to me.
The tragic love story.
9 or 6? Oh, you mean the man called Ralph and Olaf. It's so sad.
That's the love story.
The tragic love story is the 9 and the 6.
I mean 69, so come on.
It is a tragic
More
love
like
story.
8 and 9 are the tragic love story, because 7, 8, 9.
God.
Oh my god.
Wait, so wouldn't it be 7 and 9?
No, 8 and 9, because 8 got eaten by 7.
Oh,
No, 7, 8, 9.
7, 8,
So
9,
nine got-
9 got eaten, so 8
It has
Well,
a problematic
actually-
side effect.
But, okay. Real quick though, if you're Yoda, 6
He
is
goes
more
blind.
powerful because 6, 7, 8.
That was very
Alright, it
good.
has a problematic side effect, huh?
He goes blind.
Wait, so isn't 6 the most? Oh, you said that.
I actually like that. So your rage
shit.
fills you up and your vision starts going red. Olaf, you start feeling really hot and you see the wraps on your legs suddenly catch on fire. You see the man called Rolf, you see a flash of red when that happens, and then all you see is just deep red, like blood red, and you can't see anything else. It's like completely opaque, like solid black red or deep red.
And we see the man called Rolf kind of clutching at his eyes, and he falls to his knees again, and he's like clawing at his face because he can't see, and he goes, "No!" And he's crying out.
Olaf, what do you do?
Olaf staggers forward. The man called off. Everything
Your
will
legs
be
are on
okay.
fire still, by the way.
Yeah, I'm staggering because of that. And
Okay.
I go over and I hug him.
Without getting into the fire.
man-
You
called-
both take 1 harm.
Oh, fuck.
They're both gonna burn to death, okay.
The man called Rolf kind of pushes at Olaf, and he's like, "No, no, no, no!" And we hear him cry out, "I can't see!"
Olaf, what do you do?
What can I do about this situation?
Put the fucking fire out, dude.
At least do that.
Okay, I'll use my icy magic to extinguish
Oh
the
my
flames.
god.
Oh, one thing I remember one more thing that I wanted to say before we started recording. We haven't really been doing this, but I want to try to steer us towards this. basically we're just like all telling a story together, right? And we're just saying what happens next, and then by saying that stuff, we'll trigger certain moves. So I want to try to get away from the, like, I use this, I want to read a bad situation. I want to try to steer away from that. So just, like, say what happens or what your character wants to do, and then we'll figure out what that is.
Okay. Also, in this case, would Olaf...
I would like to
Olaf.
glare icily at the fire in an attempt to put it out. Whether it's magic or it's just glaring.
Right, okay. Now roll use magic.
Hold on.
No, but that's kind of what I'm going for.
That's plus weird, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Ooh, okay, so the magic goes off without a hitch. You feel distracted. You're trying to console the man called Rolf, and you realize that the fire is still there, and you're just distracted, and you feel this you just give it this icy stare to the fire, and it just extinguishes.
See, everything's all better now, the man called Rolf.
All better? All better? Nothing is all better! I am blind! And he grasps Olaf's arms and he gazes into Olaf's face, and his eyes are completely solid red.
Excuse him, man.
Well, I didn't do that. We can see a doctor about that.
You can feel it.
This is all your fault. This is everyone's fault. And Rolf pushes Olaf and runs away, just in a blind direction without being able to see.
Really quick, I think we just created our arch nemesis.
Yeah.
Because we have a nemesis.
Okay, so I want to kind of leave it there.
Okay.
For that. So let's go back to the house. It's now a little bit later at night. Damien is asleep. You assume what's her face is asleep. What are
thinking of pie?
Yeah. What Esmeralda? Did you fall asleep after your pie?
Esmeralda sat on the floor eating her pie, and then when she ate the whole entire pie, even though she told Sullivan she was going to save her a piece, she looks at the piece on the floor, and when whoever comes up, they just see her still staring at the pie on the floor.
Wait, who comes up?
Whoever does. Or if no one comes up. In the morning time, she's still there.
Pretty much fell asleep
she's
with eyes
there.
open. Okay.
Wait, in your room?
No, it was in the hallway.
On the hallway. It was in the hallway where the piece of pie fell. In the hallway where the piece of pie fell, that's where Esmeralda is. With an empty pie container next to her, just sitting cross-legged, staring down at that piece of pie that fell earlier. Just staring at it. Wishing.
So I just want to make sure you're not sleeping this night then.
She licks it off the floor and goes to bed. She couldn't leave it there.
With the full food baby.
She goes
so
home.
Much for the 3-second rule.
She goes to bed and she's holding her belly that is has a little pie baby
inside of it. 45-minute rule.
Oh, I feel like more. She went to her room, ate the whole pie, and then sat in bed for a while thinking about it, and then she ran out and licked it off the floor, and then went back to her room.
Yeah, that's what she did. She was in bed and she kept burping up pie before going to bed and tasting it and just thinking about that piece.
Okay, and Rudius, what are you doing for the night?
I'm doing what I was earlier proposed. I'm sewing the fucking information from the book I need onto the inside of my trench coat.
Okay. As you're reading those pages that are, that specifically pertain to what you're trying to do with this skull, you remember your mother, because this is her area of expertise, possessed items and enchanted items, things like that. It's there's a word for it, for items that are, in any case. So you're just kind of reminded of her, and you just remember what Sullivan said about having worked with your mother for on a few different cases. But anyway, you get that done. So what do you do after that?
Go to Sullivan's room.
Actually, no. But before I finish the whole thing, I don't care. Before that happens, since I'm a reminder of my mother, is there a home phone, like the winter funeral home, or is it just like...
Yeah, you guys have a phone
but it's
there.
I actually call my mom.
Just kidding.
I knew it.
Call my mom.
Okay.
Kawaii.
So your mom answers.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Alright. Hey, Mom.
Sorry, I'll do a deeper voice. Hello?
Hey, Mom. How's it going?
Oh, Damien, how are
Wrong
Is that
kid.
good?
It's Rudy. My name is
Wrong
Rudy.
kid.
The nephew? I'm her nephew?
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Oh,
Mom,
sorry. I thought...
I know you
Sorry, I
like
thought you
Damien
were-
a lot, but
No.
my name is Rudy. It's
Honey,
your son.
no. That's not why I said Damien because an old friend of mine had just called me a day ago or 2 days ago about Damien.
It's okay,
Just
Mom.
assume
We don't
how
have
to
to
be calling.
explain. I understand.
Okay, sorry.
I know you think of me as a failure.
Sorry, honey. What is it? You never call
Yeah,
like this out of the blue.
So, I have this book, which I found on the body of a cultist who summoned a demon into our world. And I have it, and it is negatively influencing one of my buddies. Like, he's going a bit mental. So, we were gonna destroy the book, but I was transferring some of the knowledge, some of the, diagrams and just like, rituals and stuff like that onto the inside of my, trench coat. I was wondering if that's safe.
Let me think for a second.
Turns to Julio. Is it safe?
GM is okay. Yes, honey. Of course, that's safe. Why wouldn't it be? I used to do it all the time. Don't you remember?
I don't actually.
You
I don't remember
Maybe you were
what.
too little.
Probably, but I don't know. You wore a trench coat.
The only case in which you cannot sew the words of a spell or dark magic book onto clothing or any other object is if it is a black book with an upside down cross.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh, honey. Oh, yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Can I? Is it okay if I just transfer the information onto like a blank piece of paper? Would that paper be cursed later on, or would it be safe?
Hold on 1 second. I have to remember. There's several rules for books like this. Yes, definitely. Yes,
it's
definitely.
Safe?
That's safe. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mom.
I mean, definitely not safe. That's
definitely not safe. Okay. Oh fuck.
Oh, excuse me.
Sorry, Mom. I'm under a lot of stress. Oh, wait. Are my mom and dad together?
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little tied up right now. I have to go, honey, but I love you and be safe. And you know what? Get those demons. You know what I always say? Get those demons, send them back where they came from.
I just looked at the phone like, what the fuck?
I gotta go. Love you. Kisses. Bye. Click.
I wonder if he was drunk. Maybe.
She drinks wine a lot. You remember that she drinks wine.
Yeah, she's drunk.
When she's doing spells. It was one of those girls' nights where one of the girls' husband is beating her, so they were like, had the brooms.
Oh,
and
as the phone hang up, you hear, go just give everything, go so fucking bitch. And then it hangs up.
I'm just like, my eyes are wide. Did it come from the phone or just around me?
From the phone, but that's nothing abnormal, actually. There's like 3 or 4 demons usually tied to your mom at a time.
That's why she's so kooky. That's why she's so kooky.
It's a weird family.
I just shrug and just like put the phone away and walk back to my room. I was like, I guess I have to keep the book then.
I tried to channel Asha's mom. Did it work? I feel like she's always like really calm.
Ash's mom.
And she's always like, hi, yeah,
Who?
go catch
Oh my
Pokemon,
God.
even though you're
Ash's mom calls Ash Red
Yeah,
instead.
all of the demons all of the demons that attach themselves to her look like Mr. Mime.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's your mom.
But like a spooky version, you know?
They're spooky enough already.
I mean, yeah, he's kind of spooky enough already.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Okay, so what do you do now?
Like a
It's getting pretty late.
So instead of just like translating it to my clothing, I guess, I just keep the book close to me while I'm sleeping, like in the bed pretty much. But on my door, I put another wall down in case Rolf tries to break in the middle of the night.
Okay, roll use magic to see if you can sustain that during the night.
Would I be... I thought I was going to roll kick some ass because... Well, it doesn't matter.
Well, no, because you're not using it for combat.
That is true. 8.
Okay, so choose a glitch.
I just take 1 harm.
Okay, cool. So do you go to sleep after that?
Yes. I just get it.
Okay, cool, because that's how I was going to make them. I figured you might pick that one. So as you... during the night, while you're trying to sleep, to sustain the wall, it's kind of draining you a little bit, so that's how you take that 1 harm. Okay, so the night progresses. Let's check back into the woods real quick. So the man called Rolf, do you stop at any point?
No, the man called Rolf just keeps running.
Okay, so then at this point you're exhausted and you're finding it hard to stand still because you've just been running this entire time. Olaf, you don't get tired, so you're just kind of walking behind him at this point.
Yeah, I'm just trudging along.
Like a parent.
He's trudging. Oh my god. Looking for the lost kid.
And we see Rolf finally just kind of collapse, and he's on his side, and he's just completely out of breath and exhausted, and there's tears running out of his now red eyes, and he's just completely withdrawn into himself.
So subconsciously you were walking towards the sound of the stream, so you kind of end up at the edge of the stream when you're doing this. Olaf, what do you do?
And I grunt, and I'm like, finally found you. The man called Rolf. Whew. That was quite a trek.
The man called Rolf at the sound of Olaf's voice kind of recoils, and he starts backing away from the voice.
What's wrong? The man called Rolf. I'm here for you.
And Rolf unknowingly backs into the stream.
Okay, you just kind of stumble in. Remember that it's not really that deep, it's like knee deep maybe. But like on your back, you just feel like the sloshing of the stream. But when you do that though, you can feel like the water ripple as you walk in, and then you hear a little bit further distance down. You both hear just a croak, just it's like a frog, but just like a little bit deeper and a little bit louder.
It's a macho frog.
The man called Rolf just kind of, he suddenly freezes in the water, and he's trying to pick out where the sound came from.
Read a bad situation.
Ooh, interesting. That is... Oh, cool. That's a 10.
Alright, so you hold 3. So what are your questions?
You said it doesn't have to be the ones that are listed on here, right?
No, it does, unless you took advanced.
Oh, that's right. Okay, let's see. Let's see, are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Yeah, so when you hear that croak, now you can kind of place it, and it's a little bit further upstream, but you can vaguely hear another croak coming from the other direction. And then you hear another one really close, like right across the stream from you guys.
Okay, so it's on the bank across from Olaf.
Right.
Okay. What's the biggest threat?
So you hear the croak from across the stream, but then you feel the water ripple, and you can hear it ripple again and again. You hear splashing. So something is coming towards you from across the bank.
Okay. And what's the best way out?
The best way out is to head towards the sound of Olaf's voice.
Oh.
Caught between a frog and a drogger.
Oh boy.
The man called Rolf, he picks up all of the sound of these yet unknown creatures, and as angry as he is with Olaf and with everyone else from the group, he knows that in his current state, he doesn't stand a chance of fending off these creatures. So he reluctantly starts crawling towards where he last heard Olaf's voice.
You see the man called Rolf suddenly kind of flinch and tense up, and then he starts crawling back towards you. You don't see anything because it's like really black darkness. There's no moon out tonight, so there's like no light. But you do hear splashing in the water, and you do hear the croaking.
What's wrong, the man called Rolf? It's just some frogs.
The man called Rolf doesn't answer, and he locks on to the sound of Olaf's voice and keeps crawling towards it, just completely focused on getting away from these frogs or whatever they are.
You manage to get behind Olaf, and Olaf, now you see this small figure about 3 feet tall crawling out on your side of the bank, and you can just kind of make out the silhouette of it, and it's weird. It's like hunched over. It looks four-legged, but strangely four-legged, because it's kind of sloped backwards, like it's on its haunches, but its front legs reach all the way to the ground. So, what do? You see this thing.
Huh. That's not a frog. Demon frog.
So, Rudius, you don't get a hunch for this, but something does happen back at the house. You hear your door open, and you feel your wall break.
Like, do I heal from that?
And that wakes you up.
I get my health back, right?
No.
Well, yeah, because it has life drain on it. No, that's literally one of the effects.
What?
It has life drain.
No. It didn't break like that.
Oh, it didn't get attacked or anything.
No.
Okay, I just look at the door. The fuck?
You wake up to see Agent Sullivan there. She's wearing her suit, and she's dressed like she was earlier. She has her hair up and everything.
I'm like half asleep, so I sort of just roll over to the side of the bed, like closer to the wall. Pull up my blanket, look at her, and just like wiggle my eyebrows, like invite her.
Oh wow!
She like rolls her eyes, and she says, "Listen, keep quiet. I know what's going on here in this town."
What's going on?
The skull? I know what it is.
What is it?
Look, I can't explain it. I have to show you.
Like, maybe we should wake Damien up for this?
No. They've all been in contact with it already. That's gonna make this a lot harder. Look,
Damien?
You have to trust me, okay?
Damien was with me. I don't believe he ever encountered the
I can't... Look, I don't have authority to give Damien orders, okay? Even if he goes on his own, this isn't part of his mission. I have to report on that.
Oh, okay.
This way is easier. Just trust me.
Is she using charm or manipulate someone on me, or I'm just okay, like I can do whatever I want?
No, they don't really do that. NPCs don't really do that kind of stuff because they don't roll. So it's everything is always up to you, up to what your character does.
Okay, alright, sure, I'll go with you, but let me leave a note, just in case.
Alright, that's fine.
Okay.
Get dressed, I'll wait for you out front.
Okay, yeah. I write 2 notes, just one that's I'll leave on my desk, another one I'll slide underneath, Damien's door, so that if he wakes up early, that way he knows where I'm gone. And I take off outside and I take the book with me.
Okay.
Damn, you didn't destroy it.
So, outside you meet up with Agent Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I know where the skull is, okay? I did a little bit of, I guess you could call it research, something your mother taught me. But I located it, okay?
My friends know where it is. They've seen it.
Well, yeah. But they didn't share that information. Okay, regardless. Look, we need to head over there right now. We have to do this before 3 a.m.
Sure, but why do you need me?
Look, I worked with your mom a lot, okay?
Yeah?
I know what your family can do.
Okay.
I need you to help me. I need you to do some of your magic stuff. You know?
With my big wand?
Oh my god!
She like puts her hand on your chest. Look, if we get through this, she looks you like up and down. We'll see.
Damn.
Okay,
sure, let's go.
Miss Sullivan.
Like 50.
Alright, so you guys head over that way then?
Yes, but on the way, I confess something deep, emotional to her.
Oh my.
Oh my god, that's...
Yes, it is.
Oh
Sort of
my.
one of those moments.
Plot
I
twist.
look her in the eye and
We're ruining it.
I don't use wands.
Oh,
It's a tiny one!
Damn.
He's like, I like it in the butt.
Oh my god.
Alright, let's check in with the
Oh my
forest.
Finally, she's over here having a pie dream.
The forest group.
Oh, fuck this shit. Damien, we're just fast asleep. It's okay, we're gonna have good health
Yep.
tomorrow. All these guys are gonna be fucking dying.
I'm fighting an apple
did she
pie
break my
monster.
We're both dreaming. Our pie dreams collide.
Here, let's yeah, we got a sense of Esmeralda's pie dream. Let's go into Damien's pie dream. What does that look like?
So he's in a dark castle surrounded by pretty much
Pie soldiers.
what seems to be blood, but it's actually cherry
Yeah.
pie.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yes.
And you see the silhouette
And
of a pie monster come
Yep.
across him.
And he's torn between
Oh my God.
drinking up the pie guts or fighting the pie monster.
It's my biggest nightmare.
Takes out a
Diarrhea.
And also his wildest fantasy at the same time.
diarrhea.
I feel
He's like wet with
No one
I
sweat,
feel
knows
like
but also...
out of the middle of the pie, we just see Rolf's face like pop out like a Jack in the Box, and he goes,
Why? Why would the man called Rolf be in
because
his dream?
Damien is terrified of Rolf.
I'm not terrified. I just hate him. So after I see that, can I like shoot him in the face? Like,
It's your dream, man.
please.
We're a fun little
Please.
group of
Okay,
Yeah, it's
so back in the forest
I
group.
know, but it's like it's terrifying. You ruined my dream.
And
No,
he
you
takes
take a
more
bite out of his pie face.
Damn.
Okay, back in the forest group. The this creature like stares at you, and you see kind of this little like yellowish reflection in its eyes. You know how you see in like wild animals, but they're these big bulbous eyes, and then it's just staring at you, and it goes.
If it sounds like a frog, it tastes like a frog. And I swing my sword.
Damn.
Bro, kick some ass.
What's that plus 2?
Some arse.
Olaf's about to solo this shit.
Oh shit!
It's probably gonna get killed.
Double XP? Nope.
Okay, so you walk up to it, and as soon as you're about to plant your foot to get a good swing in, your foot slips on something, and you fall flat on your back. And you see this thing kind of like hobble over you, and you can kind of see it a little bit clearer now. And it looks like a giant frog, but it's got like human-like arms that reach all the way to the ground. It still doesn't have a neck. It's like its head is still connected to its body. You know how frogs have like that weird body. But instead of like a regular frog mouth, like the outside of his frog mouth is like pointy. It's like sharp, like almost like if there were fangs, but it's still like flappy, like it's not hard like teeth. So like that's just like how his thing looks. And its skin is like mottled green, and you can see the sheen all over it, like this slime. And your hand reaches down and you feel the slime all over the ground, and that's what you slipped on. And you can see its throat like bulge up for a second, and then it spits out on you like this huge like loogie. And your left arm is like pinned to the ground by this like goo. The man called Rolf, what do? You can just kind of hear everything going on.
The man called Rolf. That's difficult, because the man called Rolf is he still has this paranoia that his friends betrayed him and are out to get him. So, in that regard, he almost wants to just leave Olaf to die and just keep wandering off until whatever's wrong with his eyes either wears off or he just passes out from exhaustion. But Olaf is also his family, so even though he feels like Olaf might have betrayed him, I feel like he would try to help out. So
roll to see what wins, family or parents.
He can't, despite not being able to see, he draws his revolver and attempts to shoot one of the creatures based on the sound alone.
Okay, roll act under pressure, and then after that you'll roll kick some ass.
Okay.
I feel like a good song right now would be Paranoia Destroyer.
Okay, so for act under pressure, I rolled 7.
Okay.
And then you want me to go ahead and roll kick some ass? Okay. God damn, I'm rolling good tonight. I rolled a 9.
Okay. So you shoot off your revolver and you hear, and you hear kind of like this flap, this like splat, almost like hit the rocks at the edge of the creek. Olaf, you see this creature just kind of like flop down, but as it falls down, you can see its body like inflating. And the man called Rolf, you get a quick flash of your vision from the beginning of the mystery, and instead of seeing yourself like covered in acid, you see Olaf covered in acid.
Oh shit. The man called Rolf fires another shot at one of the other not the creature he just shot, but the other creature.
We hear the gunshot go off, and it echoes through the forest, and it just barely comes across as a tiny tick over on the side of the forest where Agent Sullivan and Rudius are. You finally make it to a small clearing, and you see this cottage. Well, it's in there.
Hey, by the way, how did you get through my room? Or get to my door earlier?
She pulls out a small little amulet. It looks similar to yours. You know, it's like your family's kind of stuff. I told you I worked with your mom.
Yeah. She's a troubled woman, just giving shit away, magical shit to normal people. It's not right, I tell you.
Alright, well, let's go ahead and head in.
Ladies first.
Wow.
She kind of gives you a side look. She's like, fine. So she goes up and she kind of jimmies the lock. She's got like a little like lockpick kit thing.
I don't trust her, okay, Farhan?
I don't either. Hey,
and,
isn't that illegal? say that a bit louder than I probably should. Oh, okay.
So she opens the door and heads in. It's completely dark inside.
The guy would be fine with you guys coming in. I don't understand why you're breaking in. He's just infatuated.
Do you follow?
I follow to the door, but don't go inside. I just sort of look in, see what she's doing.
So she heads down this hall, and it gets too dark to see what she's doing, but she takes like a right, and it looks like she goes downstairs.
Do I see anything with my third eye?
Well, that only activates when you read a bad situation, which I suppose you could do right now.
I would like to do that. Oh, shit.
Oof.
Damn.
You want to still use your...
Damn,
you still
boy.
want to hold one? And open your third eye? Remember, that opens you up to supernatural forces.
Don't forget, you could also use some of your luck.
Have you used it?
I have used one.
Oh, okay.
Nah, I'll just go in. Whatever. I just shrug.
Okay.
To me, it seems like everything's okay, so I just shrug and walk in.
Okay. Do you follow her downstairs?
Yeah, but I'm a bit wary, so I'm still far away from her, I guess.
Okay.
I don't catch up on anything.
Yeah, looking down the stairs, you can't really see anything. Like, if it was dark in the house, it's pitch black down there.
Use Lumos.
Lumos. Can I actually do that? Use magic to create some light?
That's not really within your wheelhouse, since most of your stuff is wind-based.
Alright.
Oops.
Cool.
Do you go down?
Yeah, I go down.
Okay, so let's go back to the forest. Roll act under pressure and kick some ass again.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Or actually, no, before you do that, let's go ahead and give Olaf an action.
Okay, yeah.
I would like to glare at the sticky goo that's pinning me down.
Ew.
You stare at it menacingly.
It doesn't do anything.
It's unfazed.
Shots.
Are we playing
Leonardo
Undertale?
Detective.
Drops.
You can see the body of this creature starting to bloat more and more, and you can hear you guys being surrounded by all of this croaking, and there's multiple creatures around you now. Yeah. They're closing in. They're probably about 10 feet, but the man called Rolf is trying to shoot at them blind. But they're coming in from both sides of the bank.
Kind of like a force push.
Okay, you want to push the ones that are coming towards you? Yeah, let me see what that... I guess that would be use magic. Oh, does it tell you what to roll?
Well, down.
No, it's just a base move.
Pretty sure.
Okay,
'Cause
so
it's in
then
the
roll
map.
kick some ass. Yeah, roll kick some ass then. 9. Okay, yeah, so you use your magical force to push them back. But in doing that, your magical force also pushes the bloated body, and as the force makes contact with it, it pops.
Oh.
And this liquid sprays all over your leg, your left leg where it landed nearby, and you can feel it start to burn. You take 2 harm. Ignore armor.
Oh, actually, when I took the 1 arm last time, that went through my armor, right?
Well, it was fire. I don't think so, actually.
So, like, I could
I
get
think that-
from my unholy.
Yeah, you can negate that, yeah. So your leg is burning right now. Olaf. Olaf. The man called Rolf. You're gonna take a shot at one of the ones that are coming?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
act under pressure.
for act under pressure, I rolled a 9.
Okay.
And then for kick some ass, that is an 8.
Okay. Give me a sec. So remember at the beginning of the mystery, You missed on your premonition. No, at the beginning of the mystery. Is that right? So if you remember, Harley, at the beginning of the mystery, you failed your roll on your premonition. So I now hold 3 against you. So you fail your act under pressure roll.
Fuck! Okay.
So you fire your gun, but it doesn't hit what you want it to hit.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, no.
Where's it hit?
Since you're gonna be at this for a bit and blind for a bit, you just miss. You don't hit anything.
Oh, okay.
It may not result in that the next time.
Ooh. Okay.
But you were rolling kick some ass, and you will still take damage from that. So you start to hear
Clap for the queen.
Oh no, it's still Gundam.
and you start hearing these like projectiles fly past your head, and one of them hits you right on the shoulder, and you feel it start to tingle a little bit, and then it starts to burn. And you're gonna take
Ralph said
you're gonna take 2 harm.
Fuck! I'm unstable now. Yay.
What? When did you take damage?
I had 2
What?
harm at the start of the session.
Dude, does he have to kill you every time?
No. Yeah, because of your ankle.
Yep.
Oh.
So,
I
and
thought
then I
that
took
recovered
1
still
harm
between
a
sessions.
little bit ago.
Yeah.
So that knocks you to the ground, actually, that projectile.
I assumed I was
And-
already on the ground.
Yeah. And
You're kind of crouched position.
it like knocks you back. So both of you guys are just kind of like stuck now on the ground. And I kind of have a feeling that one or both of you would call out to someone on your team who's been looking after you basically since the beginning of you guys coming together. Someone who's always bailing you out.
I wonder who that is.
We
Yes,
hear
Esmeralda.
Rolf weakly cry out, "Esmeralda!"
Back at the house,
He calls for his mom.
Esmeralda is lying in her her pie coma. And the
Pie coma.
your calling stone flashes bright, and you hear the man called Rolf yell out. You hear the man called Rolf yell out.
Esmeralda!
Had a problem.
Oh, she's so deep in that pie coma.
She doesn't hear.
She's enjoying a bit too much.
Mr. Pieman. What? And she looks around the room for where she hears the calling stone, and where she can't remember where she last left it. And then she sees it, and she grabs it.
When you lock eyes with it, your vision flashes to that dark nebula and that light at the end of it. And at that light, it starts to clear up now. And you start to see the faces of your friends in that light. And then it darkens.
The man called Olaf.
And you see a figure. You see these clawed hands. Not really clawed. They're more like really long fingernails, like decaying fingernails. And these massive hands. Think of like Smash Bros, where there's like those giant hands. But like these hands start to wrap around your friends, and they're about to engulf them.
No. And she tries to look around the area to see if she can tell where they're at.
You snap out of it, and you know they're by the creek.
Okay, she wipes some pie crust off her face, and she gears up and goes and bangs on Damien's door. Damien, and she goes and bangs on Rolf's door. I mean, I'm not Rudius's door because she thinks he's still
My
there.
door is wide open.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
She
You
walks
see his
into
door open?
Rudius's room, and then I'm guessing she finds the note that he left on his desk. I think he had said.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah, as you're reading that, something happens. But before I say what happens, Farhan,
See?
I need you to try as hard as you have ever fucking tried not to metagame.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Alright. I'll try my
As you're
best.
reading the note, the door to Agent Sullivan's room opens, and she walks up to you,
What?
What's all that noise?
Nothing, don't you worry about it. Agent Sullivan, why don't you go back to bed, okay?
Damien, you wake up too.
Why,
Oh my god, back you foul... Back, pie demon. Back.
Ugh. Okay, Agent Sullivan, you can come with us. We might need your help. Bring any tools that you have for magic. Our friends are in trouble.
Damien looks around friendly. What, are we fighting pie demons?
No, Damien, I know I was dreaming of pies too, but this is serious. The man called
Oh,
Rolf
shit.
and Olaf are in grave danger.
Agent Toombs,
I'm gonna get my rifle.
get your shit together. We need to go save somebody.
Oh shit, alright. Ace Sullivan, potty mouth over here. Get your
Ooh.
shit together.
She runs to her room and they all get ready. Back at the cottage, as you're walking down into this dark cellar, you don't really see Sullivan, and everything's really dark black. Roll for a hunch.
Now,
This is hard not to play the game, though.
Yeah, it is so hard.
Now that you, like...
You should have just fucking asked me to mute.
Oh, he should've.
Oh, that
it's
would have
a
been
12.
pretty cool. Oh shit! Okay,
See, that's why I don't pay attention when I'm not playing, because I don't want to know.
so you feel that your friends are in trouble.
Do I get a
You know-
condition or just a confused?
No, you just kind of. Well, actually, yeah, we'll do like that whole like that's so Raven thing. And your third eye opens,
Yeah.
and you get this vision of
Oh god.
the man called Rolf and Olaf. Excuse me, being attacked by these creatures. And as you snap out of it, the trapdoor at the top of the cellar slams shut.
So I can't like get there just in time to help or anything like that.
You may.
Or you may not.
Shit. Like, can I try and open the trapdoor, or is it like locked now?
Well, why don't you read a bad situation? It's really dark, and you kind of need to assess your surroundings real quick.
Aye. 14.
Holy shit! Okay, so you hold 4 because of your third eye.
Yes. And I get my shotting gun. First, do I see anything invisible?
No, not invisible. No, you don't see anything invisible.
Okay. Hang on, Let's act under pressure, correct?
Huh? No, it was read a bad situation.
Oh shit,
Remember?
yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah. Are there any dangers I haven't noticed?
Yes.
I guess.
Yes, you start hearing croaking from the corners of the room. And you can kind of get a sense of how big this room is. It's about, it's kind of like a hallway. Like a long hallway, but wider. It's a long room. So it's like it's like 20 feet by 10 feet.
Okay, alright.
And they're kind of like at the end of the hall.
So if I'm not asking it yet, but if I ask what's the best way to protect the victim, can I be the victim? So what's the best way to protect myself?
Yeah.
Selfish
I'll
bastard.
ask that. What's the best way to protect myself?
Cast a wall in front of you, so that because these creatures are on the opposite side of this long room. So if you can cast a wall big enough to cover that, it'll at least keep them at bay for a little bit.
Can I do that before I ask the other 2 questions, or do I have to finish asking the questions?
Yeah, you can do that. And remember, you get a +1 when you're acting on these things, on these questions.
Okay. And the time's not moving when I'm asking these questions, right? Okay, I'll just ask the questions just to get them out of the way. What's my best way out?
The trapdoor.
Okay, I don't know. Shit. What's most vulnerable to me? Or does that question not apply?
Trying to think if it does. Okay, well, since we know that the trapdoor is your best way out, I would say what's most vulnerable on the trapdoor are the hinges.
Okay. Alright. So I go ahead and try and cast the wall in between me and the frogs so that they can't get to me at least as easily.
Okay, roll use magic.
Please luck, hold out. 8?
Yeah,
oh,
and
plus 1. That's a 12. And I also had advance on.
Oh, you
magic.
did take advanced use magic.
Yep. Yeah.
Finally, we get to use an advanced effect. Okay, so
right.
on an advanced, the keeper will offer you some added benefit.
Okay, and I also get 1 effect, correct? I don't know.
Well, remember that this is for your wall, so keep that in mind.
It is, yes.
I guess the wall would be the effect, so it would probably be something like probably trap a specific person, minion, or monster, because you're kind of trapping them behind the wall.
Okay, so I'll make it so that if they touch the wall, they get sort of like stunned or like they're frozen for a
paralyzed.
Yeah, paralyzed for a few moments, I guess. To give me
I offer you the benefit.
Oh, okay. I guess shit. I don't know.
Well. Yeah, we'll see. You decide whether you want to take it or not.
Oh, you're just giving me an option?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, exactly.
I'll just do that thing. I'll try and trap those monsters.
So you feel a rush of wind flow through you, almost through your veins, and you just lift your arms up, and this gust of wind blows up from the ground as if from nowhere, and it's just blocking this whole hallway with just this massive gust. It's not necessarily like a wall, it's more like there's a continuous gust that's holding them back. Does that make sense? But your third eye starts to glow a certain way. It's technically just kind of like an overlay of one of your eyes, right? Which eye was it?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so it's like an overlay of your right eye, and you see it kind of start to glow, like, I guess kind of around your face, because you can't really look at your own eye.
Yeah, I was like thinking.
Yeah. Like, you just see this glow kind of emanating from the right side of your face. And the gust of wind starts producing these massive beams of light all the way down to the end of the hall. So this entire room is suddenly lit up completely. Do you accept?
Oh my god.
I'll accept that effect.
So you can see these creatures in full detail now. There's about 10 of them, and they're these weird looking frog creatures. Obviously you know, because you listened to my description earlier. But they're just kind of hunching all over, and they're jumping all over each other. There's slime all over the walls, all over the place. But the most important part is that all the way at the back of the hall, against the walls, stuck with this goo kind of stuff, you see 3 men stuck to the walls.
Do I recognize these 3 men?
2 of them you don't really recognize, but one of them you recognize as Dr. Tom Harmon. He's like the main doctor for the town. Well, we'll come back to you. So the group that's leaving the house, you guys run into the forest. You're just following Esmeralda.
It's this way. I remember. It was right next to the stream. And I'm running through the forest towards the stream.
You see Esmeralda leading these 2 agents of the Order of St. John, and they're both in their black suits, and they're both carrying these assault rifles. They just look fucking badass.
And Esmeralda has her crossbow in her archaic clothing.
Yeah.
And a little bit of crumbs on her chin.
Yeah. So you start hearing this croaking, this...
That must be it.
How do you want to approach it?
I'm going to...
You too, Damien, because you're both there.
Sneak attack.
I would say a stealth approach.
Stealth.
Okay. Both of you roll act under pressure.
That's not a good one for me.
Act under pressure, correct? Okay, so that's plus cool.
I got 9. That's with a -1.
Dang, so that would have been a 10.
Yeah.
9. Okay, so both of you roll
We harmonize.
So, since the creatures are kind of surrounding your friends, it's going to be hard to sneak up with them unless one of you acts as a distraction.
I'll do it. This is the role I was born for.
'Kay.
This is the role I was born for. 'Kay. 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 'Kay.
Wait, was that Esmeralda or was that Susi?
This is the role I was born for, Damien. I'll act as a distraction.
Alright, so what do you do?
So, taking some inspiration from her dream,
Turns into a pie.
she
Oh my god.
she like walks and she walks into this I guess I don't even know what you would call this.
You're just kind of walking out of the forest, like into the little
Into the main,
bank.
I guess where the stream is, where they're all at. Okay, so she walks into that area and she goes, Mr. Paimon, bring me
Oh
some
my
pie.
fucking god.
Some cherry would be quite nice. And she starts like doing like a jazz dance, and like she like gets closer to the frog, and like she has her like
Fucking
her
You're doing the dance that the Warner Bros. Frog does.
yeah.
Hello, my honey.
Hello, my
darling.
baby. Hello, my darling.
Hello,
Hello, my
my
ragtime gal.
gal.
All right, so
I'm done.
you do that. That's gonna give you and well, I guess she doesn't really roll, but that's gonna give you two the advantage to sneak up on these creatures. So Damien, you're gonna have +1 forward right now. So what do you want to do?
Since I have, how far am I to the closest frog thingy creature?
You're probably about 15 feet, but you're still in the forest, so you need to like come out of it to actually like engage them properly. I guess you could stay hidden in the forest. I'm not saying you can't, but if you wanted to get closer, you'd have to come out of the forest.
And how many are there, like near Olaf and Rolf?
There's 5.
5. Okay. And all of their eyes are pretty much on Esmeralda right now, right?
Yeah, they're all pretty much focused on her.
I mean, look at this like entertainment.
So, let's see. Are they like all close together? Because I was thinking like if I could take half and Solomon could go for the others.
Just take half a frog.
I mean, there's like 5, so like
I'll
I'm pretty
take
sure
the
one would be distracted by Esmeralda. But I would go for, let's say, 2, and Solomon can take care of the other 2. Maybe.
Sounds like a plan, Agent Toombs. Let's do it.
All right. So I go as close to I can. So if I exit the forest, they can all see me, right? There's like any place to hide.
They're sufficiently distracted by Esmeralda that you could like come out of the forest and still get a clear shot at them before they notice you.
Yeah, okay. So I go to as close as I can within a firing range, and then
Throw a grenade.
aim.
Well, it's an assault rifle, so I mean,
What the
all of this
fuck?
is within range. So
Oh, okay. So I aim for the nearest frog and try to headshot it.
all right, roll kick some ass. 9? Or is that
What?
no? You haven't
I
rolled
didn't.
yet. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't roll it.
Wait, it's a frog that sings that, huh? The hell? Because it works out perfectly.
Oof.
So that's 5,
That's
right?
5,
With a
yeah.
plus?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn.
man.
Sad.
Damn.
Do you want to use a luck?
Yes.
Okay.
I've barely used luck.
Yeah.
So yes.
Okay, so you come out of the forest stealthily, and Olaf kind of sees you out of the corner of his eye, but you kind of motion for him to, keep quiet. You take aim at the frog that's closest, like, to them, and bam! Your shot goes off, and the frog's head just explodes. There's like chunks everywhere, and this one's body doesn't explode. This one's body just lays flat on the ground, and it's kind of squishy looking, kind of like what a blobfish looks like when you take it out of the water.
And Damien kind of says to himself, "Well, looks like we'll be having frog legs for dinner."
Sullivan kind of runs out, crouched behind you, and she says, "I'll take care of your friends. You take care of the creatures."
Got it. And then I aim towards the next frog.
Okay. So Sullivan goes up to the man called Rolf that's on the ground. Your shoulder is still burning, and she runs up, and she takes this like powder out of her pocket, and she just pours it all over it, and it stops burning. But you're still technically unstable, and you can't see.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Are you okay?
The man called Rolf kind of Yeah. The man called Rolf kind of glances and like almost turns his head as if he's looking at her, even though he can't see her. And he says, "The man called Rolf does not feel so good," and he passes out.
When she looks at your eyes, she kind of gasps. An adept? And then you pass out.
Whoa. You got playbook change now?
And,
What?
Esmeralda, what do you do? She moves over to, you, Olaf, and she's working on you.
Sullivan's working on them? Esmeralda, she goes up to, Olaf, the man called Rolf's body, and she, is, checking, she, lifts his eyelids.
Wait, no, you're distracting the frogs.
I'm still distracting them?
Yeah, there's still 4 left.
Oh, okay, so now... Okay, what I do? I keep distracting them. So I feel like they're getting tired. I feel like they're getting tired.
No, after the gunshot, they're not distracted by you anymore.
Yeah, they're pretty much kind of aware.
Okay, I take out my crossbow and I shoot the one closest to me in the back of the head, since they're probably turned around.
Okay.
Oh.
Roll kick some ass.
Kick some ass.
Kick some ass.
How much does your crossbow do?
Kick your ass. Huh?
No, I was just asking what your crossbow does.
My crossbow? Kick some ass. I don't get plus on that? Wow. Oh, that's cool.
Hey, okay, so the crossbow hits this thing and you hear it go bleh! And you see its tongue kind of flop out of its mouth as it falls forward. But you see its back end start inflating and it pops and it directs this spray right at your torso area, on your side.
But I have armor.
You do have armor, but unfortunately the acid is ignore armor. So you're gonna take 2 harm.
Damn.
Yummy. Looks like we're having a frog for dinner. I shoot
Are
another
we
one.
both always thinking about food?
It's at this point that both of you, since both of you did eat a lot of the pie, it's at this point that both of you notice that the goo that they're spitting out looks a hell of a lot like the filling of the pie.
We look at each other. Are you thinking this is what I'm thinking it is?
We shall never speak of this again.
Okay, let's just pretend this never happened.
Yeah, let's not.
Okay, so I aim for another one.
Well, actually, Olaf, you're free now. So what do you do? With your sword, or you're just charging it?
Nah.
Okay, roll kick some ass.
You need a phone charger.
Android or iPhone?
Yeah.
Sick. So choose your extra effect also.
I would like my attack to inflict double damage.
Barely.
Oh wait, no, I don't have
Double
advanced
damage?
though.
Double?
Oh, one extra
No,
effect. That's
not.
wrong.
Yeah, one
That's
extra
okay.
effect.
Just trying to make
That is
himself
the
broken.
advanced one.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
That's crazy.
I would like to give one forward to another hunter.
Cool. Which hunter?
Who would go?
Not Damien, because he's gonna go after you. Unless Rolf magically wakes up.
I'll give to Rolf because he's my man.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Are you kidding? He's not gonna wake up.
Wait, is
I
he
can do
passed
something
out?
with that,
He
actually.
does.
He's passed out, but your one forward couldn't wake him up.
Oh, that's
You're
cool.
I blow a kiss to him
Nice.
before I finish my attack.
Damn.
Oh my
Oh, just have
The man
sex
called Rolf,
already.
you hear kind of, while you're passed out, you hear kind of in the back of your head, it vaguely sounds like Sarah Miller, but it's a little bit off.
Wake up, you useless piece of crap. Wake up.
Damn.
You're not gonna be able to do it. You need to wake up right now.
This is an abusive relationship.
And
And your eyes snap open. You can barely see, but it's like a red haze covering everything. But it's slowly wearing off.
the man called Rolf kind of gets up, and he's barely on his feet. And What legs?
Oh, by the way, what Sullivan did stabilized you. It didn't heal you, but it stabilized you.
Okay. So the man called Rolf kind of stumbles up, and does he see the last? Is he able to tell where the last creature is?
There should be 2 left.
Oh, there's 2 left?
Yeah, cause yeah, 3 got taken down.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he'll just take out his big knife and he'll stumble towards one and attack it.
Okay. Roll kick some ass. And you have +1 because you got the +1 forward. Remember?
Right. So I rolled a 6 with the +1.
Oh.
Woof.
Wow.
Okay. You walk up kind of staggering, just really wobbly, and you stick out your knife forward at this creature, and it kind of just looks at you. And it looks at the knife, and it just goes bleh, and spits out this huge glob of this goo all over the knife, and your hand starts to burn.
The man called Rolf falls screaming to the ground, clutching his hand.
And also your knife is like melted to nothing.
Fuck!
Jeez. He needs a new weapon now.
Like the goo, it tastes yummy.
Oh my god.
He also licks his melted
Never again.
knife. Here's what you tell him.
Okay, so let's go back to the cottage because I feel like we've been way too far.
I've died already.
So you see everything. What do you do?
A quick question before I do anything. Do I get a +1 forward for every single question? Or
as long as you're acting on the question that you asked, it'll be a +1, yeah.
Okay, before I do anything, I try to use magic to, I guess, like, blast the trapdoor open. Like, I shoot it at the hinges.
You're shooting a magic missile at the hinges? Okay, roll use magic.
Wow. Wow, that's a 6 with all of my bonuses.
No, you get +1 because you're acting on the thing.
Even with the +1.
Oh, you already used that. Oof,
I'll actually use a luck.
Okay. So that makes it a 12. So technically, you do get the effect for advanced. So
that's from use magic,
yeah,
correct?
Yeah. So when you blast, the hinges come off like nothing. But you also have a quick little. It's almost like a peak, like almost like a sense. As your missile, because it's like wind, as it blasts through the hinges of the trapdoor, you sense that there's something standing right past the trapdoor, like waiting. And you know it's there, and you get a good sense of what it is. It's a person, but you can't. You obviously don't get any details. Just you can feel the wind wrap around them, and you can feel that there's a person standing right there waiting for you.
I can't feel their intention or anything, can I? Like, are they trying to hurt me, or are they just like maybe the owner of the house or the cottage?
They're the way that they were breathing, you can tell that they're excited.
That's not good. I shoot a magic missile at them to get them out of the fucking way.
Okay, well, so the trapdoor is still in place. The hinges are just off. So, do you want to maybe like shoot a magic missile to launch the trapdoor at the person?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's gonna be kick some ass this time.
Okay. Well, I still use weird for kick some ass when I'm using magic.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just making the distinction.
Do I get a +1 for the best way out for this one, or?
Yeah, I'll give it 2.
9.
9. Okay. So you launch this trapdoor and it flies up and it hits this person in the face. You can see, like, you don't get to see the face like for a split second because the trapdoor hits them right in the face, but you see from the waist down, and you see the end of like a long flowy dress, like a summer dress, and you see like sandals at the bottom. And as the trapdoor falls, you see Marianne standing there. But half of her face is like froggy.
Okay.
Oh
Very
my
specific.
god.
I can imagine
And
it.
she kind of rubs her face and looks at you, and then this giant tongue shoots out, and it like nicks you right in the shoulder. So you take 1 harm from that, but your trench coat protects you from that.
So 0 damage then.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. And I also healed that 1 harm from my life drain, correct? From before.
I'm gonna say no because you didn't hit them directly with it. You hit the trapdoor
that's
with it.
cool. Can I? Is it possible for me to run past, or are they completely blocking?
She's standing like right at the top, but I don't know. Explain how you might make it through.
Like, she hasn't completely transformed into frog, right? She's still human. Or a human.
Yeah, it's only like half of her face that has like frog features.
Yeah, so I should be able to just like push past visibility, right? Unless she has like superhuman strength that I'm aware of. But I wouldn't be aware of, so I'll try that. I try to push past her and just run out of the door. My house, I guess.
Okay, roll act under pressure.
Alright. I don't get the +1 anymore, correct?
No.
8. Alright.
Okay. You can do it. You're gonna make it out safely. She's not gonna do anything to you. But you're gonna lose something on the way out, and I'm not telling you what it is. So you have to decide if you want to do this or not.
Lose something as in like a physical object, or?
I'm not telling you. You have to decide if you want to do it or not.
You lose the whole fucking leg.
It's not gonna be that much.
Okay. But, okay. So before I decide, like, the wall I erected a while back, how long is that gonna stay?
You can feel it starting to weaken.
Okay, so I can't really fight her. You know? It's gonna be a fight to the death. I'm gonna fucking fight her instead. I start shooting
Okay.
magic missile at her.
Alright, roll. So you fire another magic missile, and it what are you, how does it look? What does it do?
This one's more like, I was thinking more of a concentrated magic missile, almost like an air ball per se, that just hits her in the center of mass to maybe sort of like push her away and maybe make her keel over.
You fire a fucking Hadouken. Good.
Hadouken!
Okay,
I yelled that too.
it hits her like square in the center of mass, and she kind of gives a gasp, but along with that retching motion is this massive spray of this like reddish goo that just sprays all over the bottom, and it hits you. You're gonna take 3 harm, and it ignores armor.
And it goes down to 2 harm because of my life ring, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm about to win stages. I attack her again.
Okay.
This
Well,
time I hit her in the face. Okay.
let's go back to the other group. So there's there's 2 frogs left, but you see one of them all kind of going towards the man called Rolf, and he's like clutching his hand. Who wants to do something first?
I think it was technically Damien's turn when we left off too.
Okay, so Damien, what do you do?
Yeah. As I was before my turn ended, I was aiming for the other frog and pretty much trying to shoot it as well.
Okay, do you want to aim at the one that's still focused on Esmeralda, or do you want to aim at the one that's going towards the man called Rolf?
Who's near Rolf? Sullivan and Rolf?
No, Sullivan is over by Olaf.
Okay.
They're closer to you.
Wait, who close to Sullivan and Olaf? Okay.
Yeah.
So I would say I'm gonna aim for the one near Rolf because Esmeralda at least has a weapon and Rolf's kind of freaking out.
Okay. So roll kick someone. Actually, roll protect someone instead.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, never did that before.
Twist.
Twist. What did twist?
Now you should come over one of these days.
Oof.
Wait. Oh no, I didn't get that plus. Who did it wrong?
You've been getting some bad rolls tonight, my man.
Use a luck. You haven't ever used them. This is your second second luck only.
I haven't barely. Wait, do luck ever regenerate?
You
No.
can if you level
when
up.
you level up, you can restore 1 luck. Yeah.
Oh, if I level up?
hmm
Does the XP after bad roll still count? Oh, no.
What do you mean?
You get the XP when you
You
use
still
your
get
luck.
the failed roll experience.
Oh, no. If you use your luck, you don't get the experience from the failed roll.
Can't have your cake and eat it too, Farhan.
Eh? I didn't
I
ask that
mean,
question.
Aries,
What?
sorry guys.
Oh
It's-
my god.
Because we're all brown.
I see how it is.
No, I do that to everyone. I get everyone's name.
Everyone that's brown.
Yeah, fuck it, I'll just use it.
Cool.
Just 2.
So on a 10
Finally
plus,
get it.
you protect them, and you choose an extra effect. So do you have that pulled up? Can you see what the extra effects are?
Let's see.
On protect someone, it's going to be at the top right of the first page.
So on a 10 plus, use an extra effect, you suffer little harm. All depending danger is now focused on you. You inflict harm damage on the enemy. Hold the enemy back. If it's already a 10 and I aim for the head, I'm pretty sure it's already dying. So
So which one?
I was gonna say, you suffer little harm. I would say if it attacked, it doesn't counter attack.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that you can't get a clear shot because the man called Rolf is like just kind of kneeling in front of it. So you run up
Yeah.
and kind of knock him out of the way, and you take this thing's spit on your arm. So normally that would do 2 harm, but you suffer little harm, so it's only gonna do 1 harm.
Wait, does my armor help?
It ignores armor,
Oh,
so you still take 1 harm.
okay. So 1 harm.
Okay.
I recovered from before, right? Yeah.
From the last thing, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Esmeralda, what do you do?
I shoot the other one.
The one that's coming towards you?
Kill it.
The one that's coming towards
Please kill it.
Okay, shoot. By the way, this is your
Kill it.
last bolt, I think. Your last crossbow bolt.
Damn.
Well, then I'll have to make it count whether I use luck or not. But let's hope I'm lucky either way. What? Words.
Words.
Word.
You got this,
With
guy.
friends? Words with friends?
Yes.
I'm going to use luck to ensure that it dies.
Wow, we're like, what are we, like a luck strip club?
Okay, so,
Lucky.
okay.
We're called Lucky.
Make sure you mark your luck on your character sheet.
I marked it right
And since that's a 12, you choose an extra effect for kick some ass.
now. Okay, hold on.
Wait, the one I shot that died, right?
Just now?
Yeah.
You didn't shoot him. You just knocked what's his face out of the way, so that one's still alive.
Oh, okay then. I'll give 1 forward. What's that mean again?
That means
You
that they
get
have
plus
+1
one.
on their next roll.
Okay, I give 1 forward to yes, I will give 1 forward
Olaf is next, so
to Olaf then.
Yeah.
Olaf, here. And like,
You throw
I
a
give him
+1.
No, I give him like a cool stare, and I'm like, you can do it. Defeat him.
Motivation.
And that's his plus.
she says that as she like she's still looking at you, and she's just holding up her crossbow, and she just fires it without looking, and it just obliterates this other frog's head. So that just like motivates Olaf
More bad.
to give
Impressed.
him the +1. All right,
got
Olaf,
this.
what do you do?
I tackle the one that's going after.
Oh, fucking tackle. A fucking
Really?
You have a sword, right?
Yeah, but I want to
He
tackle
does.
it. Okay.
Olaf
Okay.
is like a
Hey,
Hey,
Pokemon.
hey, I have a fucking
Motherfucking
plan.
one.
Calm down.
Okay, so if that's what you're doing, then do you want to roll? Are you trying to protect Damien, or are you trying to just hurt this thing?
It's gonna do life drain.
Okay, so then that's gonna be kick some ass.
And then in the background, you hear
9.
that's that's the frog.
It does 1 damage.
What did you roll?
9.
999.
Ooh. So you're gonna heal 1 harm
Oh, that's part
with
of
your life.
Yeah,
oh yeah, that's your life drain, right?
I don't
Okay.
really get
So yeah, you grab the creature and it's like it's just spitting this stuff all over you as you're like grappling with it. But then your eyes start glowing bright blue, and your hands start digging back into its flesh, and your veins course black and blue, and this thing shrivels in your grasp.
You get a little bit of its blood in your
You still
mouth.
take 2 harm, but you heal 1, so you get 1. So you only take 1 harm, I guess.
Equivalent dexterity.
Oh, and then I have unquenchable vitality. When you have taken harm, you can heal yourself. Roll plus cool.
Aren't
Okay,
you
roll plus cool.
I mean, he is ice
Plus
frog.
cool, that's plus 2. On 11, so I got more than 10 on a 10 plus heal 2 harm and stabilize your interest.
Ooh,
Wow, that's really good.
Jeez.
that's actually very good. Damn.
I want that kind.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, cool. So yeah, so that happens. So with all the creatures gone, the man called Rolf, roll for a hunch.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
You see me dying.
You see me dying.
Oh,
Can you do nothing?
let's see. For a hunch, it's plus sharp. I rolled a 6.
Cool. So you see you see Rudius, and he's cornered. You can kind of just see him in like the back corner of a room, and you see like this acid on the floor, like kind of trapping him, and you hear the loud croaking of several of these frog creatures. But yeah, there's nothing you can do about it.
Does the man called Rolf know that he can't get there in time, or does he, like, does he get the sense that he can still do something to stop it?
Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that you won't get there in time. It just means that you know that it's happening and you're not there at that time.
Oh, okay.
At that point.
Okay. The man called Rolf calls out to Esmeralda. Esmeralda!
Yes, the man called Rolf?
Rudius is in trouble. You must find him.
Where is he?
The man called Rolf is not sure. He might be...
Did he...
He was in some sort of basement.
Basement? Did he say in the note where he was going? Did you say in the note where you were going, the man called Rolf?
I did.
Yeah, where it is?
Plus, hunches also tell you where it is, correct? That's how you
Not
know
if you
where it
fail a
is.
hunch.
But you
Well,
did
it
tell us where
says
you
on
were
a
going.
miss, you get there just in time to be trouble. That means you know where it is, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. I was just reading the first part. Yeah. So yeah, you get a sense that it's nearby in the forest, and you kind of have an idea what the general area is.
The man called Rolf thinks it's nearby here. It might be...
The basement? Wait, what? What? Did you say which way he is?
The man called Rolf thinks it might be that way. He points in the direction he thinks it is.
Alright, well, I'll get going. She looks around. Is everyone else busy?
Sullivan is already walking in that direction. Well, let's go.
Oh, okay, Agent Sullivan, keep it in your pants.
I follow her.
Alright, so we all head out. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, so back to Rudius. You see Marianne's face kind of contort and start to shift, and so the frog half stays, but then the other half, you can see like her hair start to turn red and her eyes and face start to shift, and the other half of her face turns into the face of Agent Sullivan. Oh, did you prefer this face?
It's like reverse Frog Prince.
Yeah. Shit, I guess I can't really do that. Can I sort of... I'm gonna have to roll twice for this, but sort of just jump past or roll past her and then put a wall between us so that I can get out of here.
So again, you can do that. It's going to be the same roll that you used earlier for Act Under Pressure, because you already rolled for that. You're not going to get to roll again for that.
What was the roll?
It was the choice I gave you. You can get past her just fine, but you're going to lose something.
I was feeling it's going to be the black book and everything's going to go to hell. I don't want to be responsible for that shit. Just
I feel like we already are.
Yeah, we're already kind of screwed with that shit. So it's kind of in our nature too.
I put a wall between us and I just sit there between the two walls.
Okay,
this is my
roll
life now.
use magic. Like, well, this is how I die.
Yep.
It's like that dog sitting in the fire.
9.
Burning.
Oh yeah, this is fine.
This is fine.
This is fun.
Okay, choose a glitch.
Hang on.
Think of what would be most interesting narratively.
Yeah. Wait. Is this glitch... Is that gonna be from kick some ass or use magic?
Use magic. It's just a wall.
Okay. Alright. Well, it's technically a combat spell, though.
Yeah, but you're using it. You're not using it
Yeah, I feel
as combat.
Okay. I would take the harm, but I would start bleeding now. Let's say I have a problematic side effect. Let's see what happens.
Oh,
inside
boy.
the 2 walls.
Because this went so well last time.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Imagine
you
us
threw up
flopping
your
around like a
wall, kind of blocking the trapdoor entrance right there, and she kind of frowns and starts clawing at it, trying to get past it, but like as soon as she realizes that it's magic and she's about to claw at it, she just kind of frowns and looks back, and she's just glaring at you. But your other wall, you see the light start to flicker, and then the light from it dies. The wall is still there, but you're sitting in darkness now.
Damn.
The darkness consumes.
All right, group, you come up on this cottage. You've never seen it before, and it looks typical of what you would see in like a Bob Ross painting.
Oh, what a quaint little cottage.
And you see that the front door is open.
The man
Something's
called
not
Ralph
right.
I walk
points,
into the front door.
and he says, "In there."
I walk into. I like push. I don't push, but I like walk fast so that I'm in front of Agent Sullivan, because she was like trying to lead the way the whole time. I'm like, bitch, I'm the one who saw it, or who? Wait, Ralph is the one who told me.
Yeah.
And so I walk forward, and then I go into the cottage.
Is this the same cottage they went to earlier?
Say that again, Radius?
Is this the same cottage they went to earlier with the
No,
skull, or is it
No, not at all.
No, they lied
No.
to you. They completely fucking lied to you.
scumbag friends? Anyways.
Wow.
I would have known. Like,
no.
oh, it's a wall.
The lady lied to you. You never knew where it was.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't even tell me.
Not
What a
us.
terrible
Yeah, what the
friend.
heck? We didn't lie to you.
You didn't tell me where
You're
it
calling
was.
a scumbag.
You didn't ask.
Scumbag.
I know, scumbag. Hey,
This
scumbag.
is our friends.
Okay, so
So I walk in. I walk in, guns blazing.
you walk in and it's really dark, but you see at the end of this hall, as soon as you walk in, you see this person standing there in, like, you just see like half of their face and the dress, but you can't make out the details because it's really dark.
Hello. And then I take out, I think I have like a little blade. Yeah.
Like,
I have a silver,
vampire?
I have an axe. I'm gonna take out my fucking axe.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Hello.
Don't
Was
She wants to ask them a question.
The person turns and looks at you, and obviously, Rudius, you hear her call out, hello. And
Esmeralda!
Rudius? And And I get closer.
The figure turns to look at you and you see the half frog face. And you see her throat start to bulge up like she's about to do something.
A bit.
Do something.
Oh, aren't you just riveting?
Okay, since you don't do anything in response to it.
I take out my axe and I fucking slam it down on her gallbladder throat.
Gallbladder throat. Okay.
That's great.
Roll kick some ass.
I'm gonna kick some ass. I'm gonna kick some fucking frog ass right
You only
now.
hit her once, right, Rudius?
Poor Kermit.
I use luck. Fucking luck up this shit.
Jeez, again?
Oh,
Yeah, bitch, it's only my second one ever. Calm down.
She never touched the wall,
Susi,
correct?
it's like drugs. You use one, you think it's okay. Then you use two, and you're like, I'm still okay. Then you use the
I'll
third
be
one.
doomed.
How much damage is your magic missile
How
do?
many have you used?
I've used 4.
Oh, she used
I've
5.
technically
Five.
used
It
5,
does 2
but I
damage.
restored it a couple of times.
Look at you, Harley luck
Yep.
whore.
Okay, so Esmeralda, what did you roll?
I rolled the 12 because I used luck.
Oh, okay. So, choose your extra effect.
My extra
for kick some ass.
effect is gonna be... You inflict terrible harm.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's good.
+1.
Okay, so you what does it look like? How does she slash at this creature with her axe?
So, Esmeralda lifts her axe up in the air, and she, like, angles it and puts it into her, like, neck, trying to knock it off her head from her body. Because
How
to
large
her,
is this axe?
it's like an axe.
Yeah, is it a
regular
two-handed
size.
axe or?
It's like the axe
Is it a fire
that
axe?
What's-His-Face uses in The Shining to break down that door.
Okay.
It's a fire axe.
Yeah, it's a fire axe. She calls it Big Red. Because she really likes cinnamon. And then so she like
Oh my god.
she breaks it down and she's like trying to take off the head from the body because she's just like that doesn't go together.
Oh my god.
Okay. You hit it
OCD
and
to the max.
your axe kind of gets stuck in the neck and a little bit of the bile that was stuck in that neck just like spurts out and it hits you like
In the
right.
mouth a little bit and she's like, tastes like pie.
It does taste like pie,
Oh,
but it also
no.
burns you for 3 harm.
Ah, 3?
Oh.
Are you fucking kidding me? 3 harm? I'm done.
Yeah, she's pretty beastly.
Are you fucking... Okay, well, that shit happens. Huh?
So you're unstable.
Yeah, that shit happens. So then Esmeralda's like, tastes like pie. And then she like falls back and is like...
She's like coughing.
Yeah, she's like, I won't ever eat pie again.
Your axe is still stuck in her throat, right? Or did you pull it out?
Well, I don't think I have the strength to pull that out.
Okay. What does the rest of the group do?
I slowly, along with Agent Sullivan, motion her to, pretty much, go towards the, pretty much go inside the cottage, but be on our guard as seeing what happens.
Oh, did you guys not go in with Esmeralda?
We're falling behind, but then, she kind of
She went
to be
ahead.
in charge.
I feel like
Yeah.
the man
Okay.
called Rolf also went in whenever Esmeralda did. But he's
Okay,
so
so-
weak right now that he was only able to kind of watch as she attacked the creature.
You're useless.
Upon hearing Sarah Miller's voice, the man called Rolf just kind of starts breaking down. He's on his knees sobbing as he feels this wave of depression washing over him, and he feels like he truly is useless.
You're weak. Get up.
Esmeralda looks over at the man called Rolf and she's like, the man called Rolf, it's okay. Look, I'm just like you now. We're weak
Oh my
together. You don't have to be so hard on yourself. And she like grabs his
Damn.
hand.
That's like a moment in
And,
front of
like,
a boss with the axe in her
Esmeralda
face.
touching his hand is all it takes, and his eyes snap open. But there's, I feel like if Esmeralda looked in his eyes, like it even despite the side effect that's going on, there might still be lingering effects of it. something different, something harder in his eyes, and he whips
his eyes. The redness in his eyes kind of splits. It kind of like Rorschach's mask from Watchmen.
Yeah.
It kind of starts squiggling around like that, like all the red in his eyes. And you see everything red, but the creature in front of you is like glowing red, and you can see her clearly. But you also notice that the goo that's kind of all over your clothes and your arm and your hand, that's glowing the same color as her.
The man called Rolf whips out his .38 revolver, and he loads a bullet into the chamber, and he fires off one loud shot into the creature's head.
Roll kick some ass.
He could have said bang like Spike did.
Bang.
Bang.
That's a 7.
Okay.
Lucky number 7.
Was there anything special about the round that you used?
So, something I meant to mention before he loaded it, he took the bullet and he rubbed it in his wound to get some of the acid on it.
I thought you were going to say something weird.
He rubbed it in his urine.
Wow.
The bullet hits his... you were trying to hit her in the head? The bullet hits her head right on the human side, so not on the frog side. And that piece just flies right off, and you can kind of see beneath it like a frog eye like struggling to come out. It's like really deformed and like think of like a Cronenberg looking thing. Like it's really like fucked up. And
fingers in it.
And the thing screams, and it retreats back a few steps when that happens.
You shouldn't have done. Shut up. Do it. Keep
He has like a guardian angel.
Oh, it's like 2. It's like the devil and the angel.
The angels.
But they both hate him.
But which one's the devil? Which one's
That's
the
a good
angel?
question.
All right, Damien. So you were walking in. You want to try to grab the axe? Okay. Act under pressure.
Yay! So happy.
I'm gonna die
Axe
soon.
man.
So.
If you grab my axe, just make sure to get it back to me. 'Cause I need that for
Okay.
I'm gonna build like a house. So.
Susie.
What?
All right.
Don't leave it behind. Okay?
So did you roll? Woo! Finally!
Holy Jesus.
Just after terrible rolls all night.
The one that,
Yep,
the
okay,
one that
that's
counts.
my specialty. Yep. Plot armor.
So
Plot armor is my weapon.
yeah, for real. So you in her moment of weakness where she's kind of staggering back, you just kind of hold on to the axe, and she stumbles backwards and falls off of it. So she's kind of like struggling to stand back up right now, but you're holding the axe. Olaf, what do you do?
Olaf goes in and slashes at her.
I like how you're not even calling it a her anymore. You're calling it an it.
Wait,
With your sword?
don't I get the benefits?
His dinner.
What are you talking about? No, you weren't rolling
don't
kick
think
some
it's-
ass. You were rolling act under pressure.
Yeah, but that still has like a
You
if I
you
get
don't have the
plus
advanced.
12. Oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have frog legs for dinner.
That's what I said before.
Oh, yummy.
You also
I'm not
get
cooking
some
on it.
advanced.
Yeah.
So I can.
All right, Olaf. So you're just slashing at her with your sword?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll kick some ass.
Oh my god!
Slash, slinger, slash.
Holy shit!
Whoa, okay, we see you, Neal.
You don't have
What's that
advanced kick some ass,
advanced?
huh? Damn, too bad. Okay, so choose your extra effect and then describe how this looks.
I will give one forward to whoever's next. Who's next?
Me, right?
So okay, 1-4 to Rudius. And what I'm doing is I run towards her, however far I need to go, and I like slash horizontally across her like midsection.
Okay, so at this point,
And
you
it
guys have kind of
got
pushed her
her.
back towards the trapdoor entrance, and she's like standing right over it as the man called, Olaf slashes at her. How much damage does your sword do? 3. Cool. As you slash at her, since you rolled so high, I'm gonna make this happen. You knock her into the trapdoor. What was over the trapdoor, Rudius?
Trapdoor? What?
What was over the trapdoor?
Nothing was over the trapdoor.
Okay, then nothing was over the trapdoor.
There's a wall.
I think
She
That's the
falls
thing.
straight through.
My wall is in between the trapdoor and her. And, like, it's her, then the wall, then me, then the trapdoor. And that's it.
What? I don't think you have the right vision of what this is. She's looking down at you through the trapdoor.
Yeah, but I thought I came out and that's when the fight happened. Or was I
No,
still
you never
hidden?
made it out.
Oh, okay. So
You're still down there.
there's just a wall. So she falls into the wall then. Yeah.
But isn't your wall magical?
It is. It
Yeah, so
still
what
hurts.
happens when something goes through the wall?
Yeah.
Well, for it
that's kinda
stops
confusing.
them. It does 1 harm, and it takes 2 damage from them to break it. And I also heal 1 because of life drain.
Okay, so you heal 1 from the life drain
Makes
of this creature, and she's kind of like, it's almost like as if there was a net right below the trapdoor because of how this wall is, and she's just kind of like caught in that right now. She's just like laying on it. So as long as she's in that, she's gonna keep taking 1 damage, and you're gonna keep healing 1. Yeah, but it's your turn now, so you see her there.
I'm assuming I can't shoot through the wall, so I have to take it out. Take the wall.
Yeah, you can't really shoot through the wall, but I will say that your first wall is about to break.
I'll just reinforce that wall again with another wall. I'm just gonna sit here all day now that I've passed the
Oh
healing,
my god.
Okay, roll use magic.
and I also
Wall
get +1 from.
Yeah, +1 forward. Yeah.
Wall simulator.
I get a 10.
Okay, cool. So the magic works without a hitch. So you reinforce the wall, and a little bit of the light comes back, and you can see these creatures. They're kind of frenzying now, and they're jumping up against the walls and everything. And you can see that the men that are strapped to the back, you can see a couple of them start waking up.
Yeah. I sort of yell to the group, "Hurry up with that bitch, because there's like 10 more of them down here, and 3 civilians."
So Sullivan hears that there's civilians down there, and she runs to the top of the trapdoor, and she looks down. Rudius, who's down there?
I know the town doctor's here, and 2 other men that I don't recognize.
Rudius, aren't you gonna react to Sullivan?
Oh,
I guess you already knew that she would, though.
Yeah,
you
Right.
pretty much
Yeah,
figured
like,
it out.
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I
like-
probably wouldn't have.
I'm pretty sure.
like the frog transformed half of our face into Sullivan's. I assume it was the frog that fucked.
yeah.
But
That's why I did that, so that your character would have an excuse to know. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell her, like, the town doctor, what's his name again? Dr. Tom Herman is there, and 2 other men with him. And they're strapped to the wall. Or attached to the wall, I don't know how.
I need to get down there.
Yeah, but isn't there a monster between you and that wall? Like, shouldn't you kill her first? And there are 10 frogs in there. So, yeah.
So hopeful. I can feel it.
Here. She throws something down, and it goes through your wall.
It doesn't break the wall.
Magic.
It doesn't break it, it just goes through it. It like phases through.
Grab it, what is it?
You recognize it instantly. It's an amplifier. It's an amplifier that your mother uses to when she's doing something big.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
that it only has 1 charge.
Damn.
Esmeralda, what do you do?
so she's still on the wall?
Well, she's kind of further down the hall. You and the man called Rolf are kind of at the entrance right now. You're closer to the entrance at least.
Okay.
You're unstable though, remember? So you can still take actions, but every action that you take will deal 1 harm to you.
Didn't my old-fashioned armor say...
No, because the acid ignores armor.
Esmeralda looks out... Esmeralda looks over at Rolf to see his condition.
He's pretty banged up. He's pretty fucked up. But you can kind of see this determined look in his eyes, and he's still holding his revolver, although weakly.
Esmeralda. This gives Esmeralda hope. And so she takes out her little blade. The last of her weapons. And she, kind of crawls on the floor towards, this, frog girl. The pie girl frog. And then, she gets really close to her and starts stabbing her to death.
Roll kicks some ass.
I like how we all just carry around huge weapons around town in the one confidence. He's carrying around a fireman's axe.
Yeah. She carries it under her archaic clothing. Okay, so 8. Remember, you're already going to take 1 harm because you did an action while unstable.
I'm gonna take 2 because I'm causing her.
Frog pie girl. Oh my god.
Frog pie girl.
Neal said frog pie girl.
That's what I said.
That's what I was
pie
thinking.
frog
That's what-
girl. I just made it. You get credit, Susie.
No, I don't. Wait,
You ruined it
I'm
for her.
dying.
You're not dying yet. You just took 1 harm. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but then
you're
you just
still
kick some
alive.
ass, so you're gonna
Barely.
you're gonna be dying. So you need to use a luck to stay alive.
I'm gonna use luck to stay alive. Do I go down 1 now?
Well, hang on. So you start stabbing her. You kind of crawl in front of between Sullivan and the creature that's just kind of floating in this.
She looks up and she's like, "Oh, hello there."
She starts stabbing down at this creature, and you get a
Oh,
couple
there.
good stabs in, but the creature just looks up at you, and its tongue just shoots out, and it hits you right in the center of the head, and it just knocks you backwards against the wall. So you're out cold.
And I
If
dream of frog pies.
you need to use a luck if you want to stay alive.
I did just use a luck. Can I put this down if I use a luck?
Huh? Yeah, just leave it like that. But you're still gonna be out cold though, because you're technically
Oh, boy.
dying. That's just gonna keep you from dying.
Guys, I'm cool.
Okay.
You're cool.
The man called Rolf. What do you do?
The man called Rolf sees he's still in his super locked in status frame of mind, and he sees Esmeralda get hit in the face and go down, and he just almost somewhere deep in his consciousness it triggers an emotional reaction, but on his conscious level he's still steely cold, and this feeling just kind of overwhelms him as his inner self is crying out in pain, and this manifests itself as ice magic that comes out and attacks the creature.
You use
Now
fire,
here's ice
man.
magic? What the?
Leave them, let them die. They're nothing to.
I like the evil voice more. I think he's nicer.
I feel like
to
the
us.
evil voice is the good guy.
Too.
To step up, you useless slug.
The evil voice is kind of like that one coach.
He's a motivator.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll use magic.
Useless slut.
Oh shit!
I thought
that's
it
really
says
bad. You
useless
know what?
slut. And I'm like, what?
I'm feeling risky tonight. I'm up for your luck.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, what are you at now? How
I
many
have
lucks do you have
2
left?
slots left.
Shit. Okay.
We are fucked.
Okay, so
So about making that new character.
you don't have advanced glitches, do you? Or advanced magic? Okay. So in that case, the magic works without a hitch. The creature's face starts looking really pale, and you see like the bile that's like dripping from her mouth start to crack and harden, and then her face just starts to tense up, and you see this blue sheen start to cover her as she's slowly starting to freeze. Damien, I think it was you next. What do you do?
Well, after I got the axe, I was near Frog Lady, and I guess she's freezing to death now, right?
Yeah, she's kind of in the middle of the trapdoor, propped up by this wall of that Rudius put up, because he thinks he's in Fortnite or something.
I'm gonna try to finish her off by taking her, chopping her head off with the axe.
Okay, roll.
Why
Kick
not?
some
Did you
ass.
axe her nicely?
I'm gonna ask her nicely.
Axe
See if
her.
she can.
Axe.
Yeah. Axe.
Axe.
I'm gonna ask her a question.
Okay, then roll, bitch.
Hold up, let's see. It's okay. Rolling.
9.
Rolling.
Okay, you hit her with the axe, and it kind of shatters a little bit of the frost that's covering her mouth, and she manages to shoot her tongue and just wing you right in the arm. So you're gonna take 2 harm from that, and you do deal harm to her. Okay, so
is she still alive?
yeah, that didn't do it. Olaf, what do you do?
Finish her.
I would like to dice her up.
What?
It's on a chopping block.
Roll.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I cut her horizontal.
Slice and dice?
Now I'm gonna cut her long way.
Just block.
Okay,
vertically?
Yes.
roll kick some ass. Your
Just
sword
to
does
say
2?
that.
3.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, that's not how you roll.
This is your own bot.
I know.
Oh my god, dude. It's still
Ooh, barely. Okay, so you slash her vertically, and you kind of cut her from like crotch up, and you can see the blood starts spurting out, and it's like this. It's the same like purplish reddish goo, and you didn't eat the pie, huh? Okay.
So it's just me and Esmeralda plagued by that now.
Rudius, you out of the corner of your eye, Rudius, you
No
notice
regrets.
that this goo is like
Yeah.
slowly seeping through your wall, and it's weakening it.
Oh, that's no good. That's no good.
Is this bitch alive?
But that also that swipe, that like vertical swipe, also flings up some of the goo, and it coats, like it drips down your sword onto your hands and starts burning you. So you're gonna take 3 harm.
Gee.
And the bitch ain't dead?
That's
Are we
not
alive?
blocked. And then I'll do unquenchable vitality to roll plus
Do
gold
it.
and then attempt to heal myself.
Do it.
She's not dead, right?
No, she's not. No, she's not.
Oh,
dead.
that's actually
She's still-
unstable.
it's
Do I
She's
wait
still
to
struggling and moving around.
do I wait
Huh?
to unstabilize until after I've done this roll?
No, do your roll first, and then because that's the purpose of it. Is whenever you take damage, you wanna use the vitality. So this takes place before you check unstable.
Just barely. I healed too.
Ooh.
It wouldn't matter anyway. Even if you did the unstabilize, it stabilizes.
Well, that's only if I get 10 plus.
Oh no, on 7 and 9, heal plus 1 harm and stabilize
Oh,
your injuries.
Where is it on your sheet?
It's
Neal?
It's in the description.
Big section
All
that I
over
have
mine.
of all my notes.
Oh, okay.
It's the last thing I got when I last leveled up.
Oh,
really
okay.
powerful,
You didn't
wow.
add it to the moves down there.
Can I?
Yeah, you can. This I already have this template saved, so you can make changes to the
Well, that's okay.
to that as you go.
I like having it there so I know what I actually took.
Okay. Cool. So, Rudius, it's back to you. Yeah.
I'm assuming I take another heal from her still.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So just a quick clarification on the amplifier. So I'm assuming that's more or less I get like a free big magic, or
not technically free, but you do get a big magic without having to do all the extra shit for it. But
Okay,
you still have to roll. You still have to roll for it. But
Yeah,
yes,
I get it.
Yes, it's a
So
requirement-free big magic.
I'm gonna sort of describe a scenario, and you tell me if that's okay or not. All right. So with my
Alright, that's
wind
how it
magic,
works.
I almost make like a bubble around all of the other frogs, not her, so that it encompasses just the frogs, not the 3 men. And then I suck all the air out of it, so make like an absolute like vacuum inside, so that they burst.
Ooh. Gonna suffocate them.
Yeah, you can try that.
Cool.
12.
Oh yes, and that's an advanced one too.
Yep,
So
advanced too.
oh
Yeah, we have plot on
oh
this.
okay
so fucked.
okay. You set
Yeah,
this up
spot on.
perfectly. So that you do that. The gust of wind that was forming the original wall, it starts to wrap around the creatures, and they don't really notice it because they're kind of freaking out. And it slowly wraps all the way around them, and then it starts to constrict to where they're all just kind of in this jumbled ball together. And then, in the blink of an eye, it just becomes a vacuum, and they all just instantly pop, 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 pop. And inside this bubble now, it's just full of this purplish, reddish, blackish goo, and it's just swirling around in there. But it's not penetrating this dome yet. You're concentrating your eyes are closed, and you're concentrating your full power through this talisman, through this amplifier, to perform this massive action. Without noticing, almost unconsciously, you move this bubble of goo right beneath the main frog lady, and you kind of like open the top a bit, so it's kind of like this giant cauldron of this purplish, blackish, acidic liquid right below this person, this creature. But your first wall still holds.
I can't get rid of it.
Not right now. It's taking all your concentration to do this. Esmeralda, since you're unconscious, I'm sorry, we're gonna skip your turn. And then after that, it was the man called Rolf.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would think I guess the steely mindedness of Rolf is still his frame of mind right now, so it causes more ice magic to sustain within or on the main frog creature.
Can I suggest you get rid of the wall that's keeping her above this giant cauldron of acid?
Well, yeah.
Can I do that?
If you do 2 damage to it, then it disappears.
Mm-hmm.
But you take
should
1
be able
damage.
to.
Okay. Then
Yeah.
I guess Rolf will see the wall and he'll load a bullet into his .38 revolver again. He'll shoot at the wall.
Roll act under pressure.
Oh fuck! I rolled a 4.
Dumb. Your bullet reinforces the wall.
How would that work?
I don't know.
Farhan, I was just thinking, Farhan, there's I'll allow you to help out.
Alright. How?
You're gonna roll help out.
But isn't it 4 anyway? Like, I thought you only get +1 from help out. Like, I'm only 2.
Actually, why don't all 3 of you describe how you help out?
Ooh, all of us?
Yeah.
Okay. So, for me, I almost like mentally like split my mind in 2, and with my other half I try to weaken my original wall.
Okay. We'll roll all together, so just hang on to that. Okay. Damien, how do you help out?
Who and how exactly are we trying to do? Like
you're helping out the man called Rolf break the wall that's holding her above this pool of acid.
The 4th wall.
4th wall. Is it like even though it's like a magical barrier kind of created by Rudius, it's still affected by physical objects?
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'll try to use the axe to do it.
No. Well, so you're helping. The man called Rolf already shot at it. You're doing something to ensure that breaks it.
It's like help him steady his aim or something.
No, actually, I do have a good way for you to help. You can, before he takes the shot, you can toss him your rifle instead.
Do you really want a crazy man to have your rifle?
He's not gonna keep it.
If he doesn't give it back, I can always chop him with
the axe.
I was like, yeah, I'm like,
I
give me
feel
back
like
my rifle, dude.
Whenever Damien tosses the rifle, Rolf doesn't even look. He just grabs it without looking and aims it and pulls the trigger.
Yeah.
But since he wasn't looking,
and then what is
blind anyways?
No. He's got this like weird like predator vision kind of thing right now.
Oh shit.
Okay, so Olaf, what do you do to help out?
As he fires, I stare with all my will at the
stop
bullet
using Lear
as it's being fired, and I will it to have magical destructive properties.
What kind of bullshit?
That actually does make sense with the fiction because you can enchant weapons and stuff. So basically, you're giving that bullet the tag magic. So that works. All 3 of you roll.
12.
7.
9.
Oh!
Yeah, we all got it.
Oh,
that gives the man called Rolf +3, putting him up to 7. The bullet fires after this combination. You can hear Esmeralda in your mind, the man called Rolf, and she says,
"Just do it.
You got this, man called Rolf. We need you."
Bang! In slow motion, we see the wall beneath her shatter. The air just dissipates around her, and her eyes widen as she claws through the air, again in slow motion. And she splashes down into this bubble of acid, and as she hits the liquid, subconsciously still feeling the energy of the amplifier, Rudius closes the bubble and squeezes. Within a minute, there's no more motion inside of it.
I sort of step back so that the column's not above me, and there's like little pop.
It pops and all this goo just sloshes all over the floor. You can tell that it's like it hits your boots, and you can tell that it's not eating away at them anymore. And there's this sweet, savory smell coming from it now.
I look up at everyone else, sort of weak. Like, anyone else want some pie?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
The man called Rolf passes out
You
from
guys help yourself.
exhaustion.
I'm mentally exhausted too, so I just sort of lean against a wall and just like slide down to the floor and just sit there.
The camera pans out through the entrance of this cabin, and it leaves and it zooms out into the woods, and then we cut to a shed, and we fly into the shed, and we see this stag skull, and a purple aura surrounds it. And that's where we'll pick up next week.
Woo!
Great job,
Oh
guys.
my god, that was a side quest.
Thanks so much for listening, guys. If you did enjoy the show, please be sure to follow us at Cryptfail Inc. on Instagram and Twitter, and be sure to give us a rating on iTunes. That helps us grow the show and helps more people find it. And you can follow me at Hail Julio on Twitter and at Hail Julio1 on Instagram.
And you can follow me at Susie Possum on Twitter and at Susie_Possum on Instagram.
And you can find me on Instagram at HDR, but not the letters, it's the phonetic spelling. It'll be in the show notes.
Again, it's in the show notes.
Is that actually the phonetic spelling of
Ish.
I thought it was like FDR.
According to Ready Player One,
Yeah.
it is.
He gets it.
And you can follow me at Instagram and Twitter at Capitan Naiho. It'll be in the show notes because that's, yeah.
And me at Farhan Israk at Twitter and Instagram, though I don't post on either.
You can still follow him and stalk him. But
Yeah. We can have like DM conversations.
Oh my god.
Cool. And be sure to check out our website, cryptfailsinc.com, for some bonus stuff that we have up on there. I'm working on something that should be going up pretty soon. I'm not sure when this is going to be uploaded off the top of my head, but thank you guys again so much for listening, and we will see you guys next time.
Wow.
See ya!
Ta-ta.
Don't lick any balls!
And don't get haunted by ghosts.
Nice.